anthology flashes back to this.
Okay, let me get to some things. First of all, I guess I'll start with this. Wolfie was. I'm trying to get to some of these Wolfie things. Wolfie's been to a whole bunch of stuff, and this happened a while ago. But Wolfie was at a Phish concert, and it was really good, and I never got to play it. So let me get down to it.
Now, Phish, did they ever really have a big hit?
That's exactly my thought every time I hear someone mention the band Phish. No, they've never had a big hit.
Wow.
They're a jam band. Like, you can go and see them. I've never seen them. I'm not into Phish, but from what I'm hearing, you can go and see them, and they can do like 6 songs for like 3 hours. They're like the Grateful Dead without the hits.
Okay.
But like, we have a jam band channel here at Sirius. I don't remember the name of it, but like Phish. Jam On, yeah. Phish is a mainstay on that channel because, like, you know, Jam On is just filled with jam bands. Like, the Allman Brothers were a jam band, but they were pretty tight.
And they had hits.
Oh, tons of hits.
Yeah.
But Phish has a huge business. Like, they'll tour the country like the Grateful Dead. And it's weird. The main thing is that everybody goes, and before the Phish concert, it's kind of like the parking lot is filled with people partying. And the idea is to get super baked.
Right.
And a lot of them are baked on nitrous oxide, which...
Really?
Yeah. Wolfie says the parking lot is so funny because it's a bunch of, like, sort of burned out dudes. A lot of them are running around with big helium tanks. And the cops are chasing them. You know, it's one thing if cops are chasing you, you got bags of heroin. You can kind of run away. But when you got a gigantic fucking helium tank because you got it loaded with nitrous oxide, and what the idea is, if you're dealing, your nitrous oxide is, it's like, that's your drug you're selling. It's like $1 or $2 a hit. So it's a whole lot of work to make money doing it. But you're basically a drug dealer, but it's funny kind of drug dealer. I think the cops should just fucking let people do it.
But it seems, I mean, how high do you get and how long do you stay high on nitrous oxide?
Like it's like a minute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, wait here. Okay, here's the parking lot at the Phish concert. Phish, of course.
What do you love about Phish?
Their whole vibe, their fans, the people, everybody's all here about the same thing.
How would you describe the vibe of the parking lot?
I would describe it as extremely, let me think of the word. I'm searching through my vocabulary. I would call it fine. Wow.
After all that searching, we came up with fine?
We searched through my vocabulary, found fine, yeah. The Phish dude. So that's how baked, this guy's super baked and...
Yeah, listen to how long every word is.
It's very 60s, you know? It's like kind of like that hasn't stopped.
Come on, Mom, I hate like that.
How are you feeling right now?
I feel a little euphoric. I'm more on the, like, I could dance around and giddy feeling. It's a body sensation. It puts me in this state that's really calm and it keeps me focused. And I could sit back or I could stand up and dance and listen to what Phish has got to offer. Yeah, I'm always in the zone, man. I thank God for my life, man.
I gotta tell you, yeah. You know he's gonna end up like he's probably just a homeless guy. I mean, there's no motivation. It can't be a guy working.
He's focused, and I'm like, focused on what?
And he's happy. He's like, hey, thank God for my life. I guess he's got to have a job if he's getting drugs. All right, so here's what goes on with the balloon hits.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, man, you just took a hit off of something. What was that?
Nitrous oxide.
What did that do to your brain?
It fries it. I'm feeling awesome, dude.
That's what's going on in the parking lot.
Oh my goodness!
And these guys have these big tanks, and cops just chase them the whole time. Like it's like some cops saying to himself, "This is what I got into law enforcement."
Yeah, this sounds like one of those 1930s Keystone Cops movies.
See if I can give you another nitrous. Yeah, and to watch a guy run with a full nitrous tank is pretty funny. We should get video of that.
Oh.
Like, that must be one of the greatest wonders of the world, watching cops chase guys with nitrous tanks. And the guy's actually running away. They must be in some shape.
That's what I was saying, because those things are heavy.
Yeah. We should do like a Cheech and Chong type movie, except updated to have nitrous. Because that's funny. Let's see. Here's some more nitrous action.
What's your approach to actually finding good drugs at a Phish show?
Get it from somebody that looks like they know what they're talking about.
What's the profile?
Not a black person.
You have something in your hand. What is that exactly?
It's a big balloon of nitrous.
What happens when you inhale that thing?
It's like Pac-Man in your brain.
Now, how's your brain feeling right about that?
It's like Pac-Man. It's like Pac-Man is like marching on like your brain cells. Like, does not compute, error, does not compute, malfunction.
What is your craziest experience at a Phish show?
I once ate a tab of acid off the floor of the MSG bathroom.
I think he's afraid to buy drugs from black people.
Yeah, but he's eating off the bathroom floor.
Yeah. Wow. Nitrous. Isn't that you could take a Ready Whip can and...
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But they've got a tank.
They got a whole tank of that shit. That's got to fuck you up. I mean, that's crazy. Like, I've done a helium hit, but that's just, changes your voice. It doesn't get you high. The nitrous. Anyway, so now, like, this fucking parking lot is so crazed. Here's some dudes at a drum circle. You just got to hear what's going on. It's very Woodstock.
What is the general vibe of a Phish tailgate?
It's like a different crowd. I don't know. It's like a variety of people. I don't know, man. Just a lot of people having a good time. Got some percussion right here to join in on it.
What kind of sense of friendship do you get from other Phish fans?
What kind of friendship? Different. Every person's different.
I can't tell if this guy's playing that thing. I think he is.
The cowbell?
Yeah, it sounds like a cowbell, yeah. Drum circle. I could see you getting into this.
No. I couldn't be in this parking lot to save my life.
Because there was some guy there doing this guy heard ayahuasca. This is the greatest. Because Robin went to like Peru to do ayahuasca with a shaman. This dude says he knows a shaman like over in Jersey or something.
Right, a Jersey shaman.
Yeah. Here they're called drug dealers. In Peru they're called shamans.
Look, it's a tea.
What's the ideal number of beers to consume before a Phish show?
As many as possible without falling down or being arrested. On that note, I can't wait to eat some acid tonight.
Does acid enhance the experience at a Phish show?
Acid is a gateway to the soul, I believe, personally.
Have you ever tried ayahuasca?
Yes, I have, and I recommend it to everyone. I found myself. I lost myself. I came back to reality, a better person. I happen to know a practicing shaman here in the United States, and he's a very, very cool, very perceptive man, and he's taught me a lot so far.
Would you ever go to like Chile and sleep in a mud hut and try it?
Absolutely, I would love to. If I could do that, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it right now after this interview.
As your soulmate, Robin, I found a man for you.
If he gets away from the Phish concert, he might be able to do that.
You would love this guy. He knows a shaman right here. You don't even have to travel anymore.
No. I would always travel. I would not take the Jersey shaman.
I like that you would only go to a shaman overseas. Those are the real ones. Holy Moses. What is going on? Like, I'm sitting here going, I'm so busy working.
You took acid.
I did.
From some wacko.
And it was no gateway to the soul.
A Jersey wacko.
No, it was so bad. Yeah, that was stupid. I'll admit that. That was the dumbest thing I ever did, honestly. I actually know a shaman that lives in the Madison Square Garden bathrooms during the Nick game. He's there all the time. I'm going to introduce you, Robin. Here's a guy doing whippets. Which is essentially more nitrous oxide. That seems to be the big thing.
Never heard of a good thing being abused, huh?
I noticed you were indulging in something kind of cool tonight.
Doing some whippets.
How does that make your brain feel when you do that?
Really weird. Kind of like my brain's walking on air. That'd probably be the best way to explain it. Like my brain's walking on air.
Now, notice your voice changes when you do that.
It does. I don't know why.
What do you think the scientific reason is?
It's something to do with the chemicals getting in there and doing their thing.
What's your drug of choice before a Phish show? Marijuana or dropping acid?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question. I'd say probably dropping acid, though. Both, in an ideal world, but probably dropping acid.
So everyone sounds like Nicole Bass when they do that.
Dude, I can drop ass. I can women. I think I'd rather drop
You
ass.
didn't realize Nicole was high.
Yeah, she's high on life. This guy likes shrooms. You want to hear a little more at the Phish concert? 'Cause
Sure.
I'm trying to create a vibe here so you feel like you're at the Phish concert.
Sir, what brings you out to the Phish show tonight?
Fungus, mungus, and pot.
What kind of experience does taking shrooms have on you when you're seeing a Phish show?
Just chill, man. Don't care about shit. Just feel like
Right.
the music is part of it.
How would you describe the vibe of a Phish tailgate?
Super chill. I don't know. Everything's like how it should be. Free love.
Yeah, this goes on the whole time. I mean, it's just so great.
And how many people are there? Is the parking lot just filled?
Where was
With
this
people?
show? Gary's got some info.
It was in Philly.
Philly, and how many people? Like, is it at 20,000 seats?
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah. But it seems to me this whole ritual beforehand is the big thing.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out just how big it is and how many people are affected. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking of the productivity of the country.
Oh,
It must
no.
be
It's
down.
done. We're done. This is the next generation. They're all baked.
Would you prefer to drop acid or smoke marijuana before a Phish show?
If I had to choose one or the other, drop acid, definitely.
What's your
Oh, I just played that one, didn't I? So they all sound the same. The productivity of the country here, I'll sum it up this way.
What would you say to someone that has a job? Would you recommend they quit their job and just follow Phish around for a while?
Absolutely. I say follow your heart, man. Do what you love, and the money will follow. Like I'm proof of that.
Can a jam ever go on too long?
No, absolutely not. There's no such thing as too long. That's like saying too much love or too much money or too much music. There's no such thing.
And in a way, isn't it insulting to the band that everyone has to be out of their minds to enjoy the show? In a
I
weird way.
wonder. But you know, what a nice life Phish is having. Because they can walk down the street and no one would know
No,
who they are.
it ain't the Beatles. I wouldn't have any clue. I'm sure those guys go everywhere.
They're probably walking by you all the time. They live in your building.
Hey, you know where they list the year's gross for concerts?
Concerts,
I
all
wonder
that.
what the gross is for Phish for the year, Gary. You can find that out. Like, there's a chart somewhere. Because I wonder if those guys are raking in millions or are they just kind of existing?
They've got to be making money.
I know their business manager pretty well, and I think they're doing very, very well. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I want to know what is very well. Gary thinks they're doing very well.
Very, very well.
Very well. He's all expert. The venue they played in Philly has capacity of 25,000 now.
Whoa.
If they sold that out, then they are doing very well, according to their manager.
I'm looking at Priceonomics, and they say over the past 4 years, Phish has generated over $120 million
Oh
in
my
ticket
God.
sales.
Wow.
Howard, I'm looking at they did 2 shows in D.C., 2 nights. That alone generated grossed $1.5 million. And then they played, next night grossed 127,000. Next night, 581,000.
Wow.
They went to Noblesville, Indiana. They grossed 1.3 million.
In one night.
Yeah, over 2 nights. And then 2 nights in Troy, Wisconsin was 1.8 million.
Fish played the Garden 4 nights in a row over New Year's Eve.
You see?
Wow. You know, it's crazy, too. Like, those guys are smart. They notice they don't break up. I'd be like, who would leave that band? You got to be out of your mind. Go on stage, jam, and leave, and then make millions of dollars.
Actually, they did break up for a while.
They did?
They're back together now.
Just shows you how dumb everyone is. Good Lord, who would leave that money on the table? You know what I mean? You go out and play for an hour or two and then make that kind of money? Oh, man. Fred, wouldn't you love to be in a band that made that kind of money and just go out and play every night?
That's what you get to do, yeah.
And do they even have to advertise? Because that's the shit that takes it out of your kitty. So that's probably all pure profit for them.
Yeah.
Do they have like a stage show that has like lights and laser shows and stuff?
2012 concert tour grossed $28.1 million. So probably at the end of the day, I mean,
so you figure half of that, and then they split that half 3 ways, or whoever gets.
No, but also they got to pay a lot of.
They have a crew, yeah.
But whatever.
And they got to rent the venue and all that stuff.
I guarantee you, those guys selling those nitrous hits are probably making twice that a year. Like there's a whole economy going on around that.
Well, just what the guy said. You do what you love and the money will follow.
Yeah, that's Rockefeller, by the way. Yeah.
One more thing they're doing. I'm looking at this list of the, what Billboard ranks the highest paid musicians. So McCartney's 21, Eagles are 22, these guys are 25, and then Kanye's 26.
Wow.
They're making money.
Well, that's what goes on in the parking lot anyway. It's sort of a whole thing. I'd love to get together with a jam band. That's cool. Because like, you really don't have that much pressure.
Yeah, you've got 2 songs. You can make a whole concert.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I wonder if the fans would even notice if the band didn't show up. Like if they just stuck some other guys out there. Yeah, because it's like they're all high, they're all wasted.
The king of all media. Howard Stern. Rewound.
You're experiencing Sternthology.
This is Howard 101. From his birth as Boy Gary on WNBC.
What should I say, Gary?
Elevate. To his pitch heard around the world.
I guarantee you I can throw better than that.
Sternthology presents another Mama Bowie Wonder from Gary Delavante.
So many people have